This discussion is going to be on project settings, and this is going to be for the first self-portrait assignment that you have, as well as upcoming photo projects. So what we're looking at right now is the D2L News at the home page out here. I'm going to scroll on down to where we see the shutter speed photo project that I have loaded out here. So go ahead and open that, and I invite you to do the same as you're following along and download it and print it off if it helps you. You see that this is a rubric for our first photo project that we're going to have aside from the self-portrait one that's coming up. So if we take a look at this, the requirement for them is that you record your projects on manual in raw form, and then they follow a certain nomenclature just to make sure that everyone's photos are searchable and that we can find them when they get uploaded out to the Widen website. So you see that out here, it's going to be for every photo project, it's going to be a total of 4 total files. 2 of them are going to be the original RAW files. So if you're shooting with a Canon, that's your CR2 files. If it's a Nikon, it's going to be an NEF. And then if you have other camera types as well, it's their proprietary RAW file name. Aside from that, you're going to be saving and uploading as well a Photoshop file, which would be a .psd. It will not be a Photoshop RAW. It won't be a Photoshop PDF. It is just the regular Photoshop file, and a suffix to that is .psd. So this is where the naming system comes in. Again, really important. See, it's going to be last name, first name, and then this is just a good example. The first photo project that we're going to have is the shutter speed photo project, something that we're going to be talking about shutter speed shortly as well. This is how you'll have those named for the individual project. It's the slow shutter and the fast shutter, just to keep those separated. So I'm just going down a little bit further again. File types. Photoshop file and the RAW files. Your files will not say RAW after the RAW files. Again, the suffix will be whatever proprietary name your camera make and model has. So I have this sheet out there just as a reference. What I'm going to do, since we're not in in class in person to do this, is I'm just going to walk through the steps of uploading that first demo project that we're putting together. Again, that test run before we start handing in final projects. What I have is I just have a RAW file and a Photoshop file saved out on my desktop, and I have them named, and I'm going to go ahead and upload those out to the Widen website in the exact same process that you will be doing. So I'm going to close this out. Remember that this document that we're looking at, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, is out on the D2L News page as an attachment. I'm just going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to close out of that as well and get back out there. All right. So I'm out on the Uterus Out Widen Collective. I've already logged in. You guys would have done this at this point as well. And I'm going to go over to the right. You see this upload area and click on the upload wizard. You see it only gives you one option. It pre-fills to photo 130 uploads. That's what you're going to want to go ahead and select. Scrolling down, I'm going to go unselect all. And we're going to be selecting Spring Photo 130 930C. That's your that is your group number. It's out on D2L. This is who we are. This is the online session. These other 7, because it starts with 2 that you see out there, these are the on-campus selections. So I'll go ahead and press next. And you don't actually have to categorize your assets. You can just leave this blank if you don't want to add anything out here. I'm going to go ahead and press next. And then assignment name. I'll call this self-portrait because that's the first thing that we're doing. So I'll go ahead and type this in here. Student name. It is very important you tie this in. Again, this ties into the metadata that gets included later. I'm just going to go ahead and type my name in here. So again, self-portrait assignment name. When we get to the next one, it's going to be shutter speed, so on and so forth. Go ahead and press next. And what I'm going to do, I don't like to drop files. I don't trust that method as much. I go ahead and add files. I have mine out on my desktop along with a bunch of other documents, so I'm going to hop down here, and I've already have them labeled. Coop Cassandra _ self-portrait, and here's my Nikon file. Here's my PSD. Again, this isn't a self-portrait, I just pulled one off to use as an example. I'm going to select these 2. I don't recommend doing more than 2 at the same time, depending on your internet connection and how fast that goes. But I have these selected. Go ahead and press open. And we can see that they're uploading. It generally should not take that long. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press Review Uploads. And you can see all the ones I've uploaded over the last Yeah, actually not that long over. And if I go out into assets, so I can see that I have these uploaded. When it uploads, you should have this little pencil mark as well as I guess the pencil mark next to here. That just means that you uploaded it into the correct group, so you're able to access that and edit it if you want. I'm going to go ahead and get back into the assets section. And over on the right, we can see that since I'm in the recent activity, my name shows up over here. It shows that I just uploaded a couple of files. I'm going to give that a minute until the file stops processing so I can go ahead and search for them. All right, I can see that they were uploaded. What I'm going to do, because this is the method that will go to pull the additional work when we go through the critique process, I'm going to type in my own name. Those are the files that we're looking for. And, you know, again, reverse order, we see the ones that are out here. Most recently, again, they're going to be labeled last name, first name, underscore self-portrait. We can see that I have the NEF as well as the Photoshop file version of them. And this will conclude what we are going to do as a test run for the upload process, just to make sure that it works smoothly for everybody and that you're able to access where you need to go. I will say, keep in mind, you do need to select that 930C group or that asset group that's out there to ensure that it only goes in with your class selection. If it goes into the other class selection, again, it doesn't make it into our folder. So I think the easiest way to go about that is just to always unselect all, because the program automatically has them all checked, and then specifically search our class, which is at the bottom, as 930C for this spring semester. So we can see that these are out here again. Photoshop file is the .psd. It should never have a different suffix other than this. It will not say PDF. It will not say RAW afterwards. For when it comes to the Photoshop, it should only be PSD as the suffix that comes afterwards. The same when it comes to the raw file. It's either going to say NEF, CR2, or if you have a different camera make and model, their proprietary name, it will not say .RAW. So we can see that those are out there. I'm going to go ahead and hop back to the starts point. This is what I want you guys to go through the process for Sunday. Again, we have projects due on Sunday evenings. Get your self-portrait uploaded out there. Shoot that in RAW. Shoot that in manual. You'll not be graded on exposure. However, it'd be nice if it was somewhat balanced. Or composition. This is just a process to make sure that, one, you're able to take images in the correct format, and then get them off your camera, onto your laptop, through the software, and then up onto this website. So this concludes this video. If this gives you any issues, if you have website issues, login issues, let me know as soon as possible. If you get locked out of the website as well, if you incorrectly enter a password a number of times, it does lock out your account. Shoot me an email and I can unlock that rather quickly as well. So good luck, and again, let me know if you have any issues with this.